Okay, so this whole table of stuff, all penny items from a recent remodel, puffs included. So we're going to talk about remodels in this video, and not everybody can participate. The more homework that you do and the more prepared that you are, the more stuff that you'll find in your remodel. I went shopping with another shopper, and this is actually only half of what we found. And she has the other half in her car, probably in her house right now, but she's a much more experienced Dollar General remodeler, not so much with me, but I was really delighted with what I found. So I'm just going to show you a quick slideshow and just basically give you the rundown that if you can ever line one of these up in your region, by all means, make it happen. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Biggest piece of advice I can give you about a Dollar General remodel is you must pay attention. Do not think that all this stuff will be a penny at your store. Your store must be going through a remodel, so there'll be some sort of thing on the door red saying we're closed, blah, 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 till Thursday, along with storage containers will be parked outside of your store, and certain items might be stickered or not at your store. They're going to be putting in a new register. They're going to be putting in higher shelves. I live super rural, and those shelves that they can put like everything and more, that's what they've been doing at these remodels specifically. So you can definitely go into the app before your store remodels and see certain items at 50% off. And in the store, they'll have a 50% off orange sticker. So you'll have to look for that. Definitely, you can ask the employee, like, hey, is your store going through a remodel? If you see a bunch of those tags, and they can tell you. Also, the telltale sign is to see that storage container outside of the store. And typically, they will share with you, the day before you're going to see that red sticker on the doors saying that they're going to be closed. They typically close on a Sunday and then they reopen the following Thursday. When they reopen is when they're ready to open their doors. It might be 8 a.m., it might be noon, it might be 6 p.m. So you really need a day to keep going back to the store. And that's the rules, guys. I definitely recommend for you to scout your store, see what they have, especially on the sky shelves. Now, when I'm saying scouting, what that means is before they actually close, the items that you're finding either stickered or secretly through the app that you know are 50% off, you will be going in the store and saying like, hey, where is that? Where is there an abundancy? Where do I see that? Just little mental notes. And these 50% off clearance, all stuff like this was going to be part of it for a penny. And I'll let you guys know too, between store one and store two, the inventory is always a little bit different, which also makes these tricky. And in the app, I know that some stores had a lot of cat food this go around, and every year the items are a little bit different. And this cat food doesn't expire, I think, till next year. So this is one item I really wanted to go hard on at this remodel. And we were so lucky that they opened up right at 8 a.m. It wasn't very competitive on this Thursday open. There was another set of ladies, and my friend and I who went, like, we just let the older ladies go in first. Of course, we gave them carts. Very, very pleasant. And they were really nice. We were really nice. We also went in with a plan. We wanted feminine care, paper, and pet food. Those core three things. So she went and got the paper. I went and got the pet food and pet pads. And that's what we did. We had a plan, and we were on it. Okay, so as stated, with this paper, it's only at selected remodels. Some remodels, they had this paper, but it was full price. So that's where I'm saying you really have to pay attention. Like, that is critical. But these were a penny. I mean, just unheard of. These cute little 2-packs. I've noticed they've changed the UPC on the newer packaging at that remodeled store. And possibly they might restock the old stock too. I think you have about a month after the day of the remodel until everything gets put back to the full price, where you can still score this stuff for a penny. So if you are so lucky, and I have been lucky a couple of times, because I think they remodeled about 6 stores in this area, but like a penny, like absolutely. This was an interesting one, the super moist chocolate fudge cake. I found one initially, and then the next time I found 2 more on a sky shelf, which was very lucky. And it doesn't, if any of this candy or food has an expiry date, they obviously don't have to sell it to you. Those same rules apply for remodels to regular penny shopping. This one item they did restock, so I was like, yeah. So I probably got like 15 bags of that. That was a pretty lucky moment for that one item. And I'm just showing you some stuff, and this stuff might remodel at your store or might be 50% off, or it might not be included. It's very, very odd. It's bizarre how some stuff is and some stuff isn't, and the list isn't identical. But typically, whatever is in these remodels always ends up in a clearance event and then on a penny list in the future. That's always how it goes. And I have gone to, I think, 4 of these now. My friend does a lot more than I, but it's a way to amass a lot of stuff on the cheap, cheap. I feed a whole bunch of barn cats and my cats, so that's why all of the wet cat food I wanted, especially with these barn cats, they don't like drinking water. This is how they get their, H2O intake. So I got, I think, just under 100 cans of this. My friend didn't take any, but I certainly did. And then she took a lot of like the organization stuff and plastics, but I really needed the pet food for the summer months. This is such a find. These puppy pads, the 75 counters, I think they're like 22 bucks. So imagine paying a penny for that. So at the register, it'll ring up full price and then it'll get modified down to a penny. So you have to watch it like a hawk or scan absolutely everything that it's ringing up 0.00 in the app. Only kept a handful of these little organization things. My friend kept the bulk of it, so I don't have UPCs for everything, but she got a whole bunch of clear storage stuff, and I just kept a couple to store my cat food in. So yeah, I did keep a couple of these pans too. They're the circular ones. I thought I could like make some food in them. I don't know if I ever need it. She found a whole bunch of different types of pans, but I kept it easy. I just kept a couple because I took so much of the cat food. And then these lights, and she also doesn't have a cat, so it was a fair trade. All of this was a penny, and also the like little rocks and sand, all this stuff for like making things look super cute if you're into that sort of decor was also a penny at multiple stores. So this was one item that was like right across the board. As seen on TV, they did remove everything off the floor. We did find some of these air brooms. And I wish I could have found more, but we got one each, so we'll have to be happy with that. These cute little gift bags. And my friend found it on his sky shelf, so we were happy with that. And a little carrier to either put a cake or cupcakes. I have a sister-in-law who's a baker, so I thought I would gift that to her in the future. And probably the other thing that we were really hot to trot to look for was any sort of feminine care, diapers, all this sort of stuff. Like we were just like really hyper focused on a couple different core things. If you go in there with a plan and an idea of the visuals, UPCs, and how to navigate this, it's less intimidating, especially if there's a big group of shoppers. Always be courteous to other shoppers. They might trade stuff with you. They might really help you out if you don't know what you're doing. But the more prepared that you go in with this, the easier it is. There are 2 stores about equidistance from my house, and I just keep going in and out of them. Like if I'm going to my in-laws, I'll just stop in on the way there. What do they have? On Saturday, I think I did that, and I found 12 of the Pine Sols and then more of the U by Kotex. So I was like, wow, this must be my day. And it was just absolutely fantastic. So they did restock. So this stuff, they don't know that it's a penny, and they're just throwing it back on the sales floor because they probably have a lot in the back. And as I said, it's going to ring up like, so those U by Kotex were $10.50 and $10.49 will come off at the register when the cashier's ringing it up, and then it'll penny out. So, if you're not sure, that's what you're looking for. And here are also the UPCs with the receipt. And at a different store, they had Comet Lavender, only one of the scrubbing bubbles, all pennies, and then this Temptations cat treat. I'll show you the receipt with the UPCs. I found one chintzy bag of Vicks Cool, but I'm still happy to find that. And then here's the receipt. I was just grateful for all of it. And I think that scrubbing bubbles, there was a $1.50 rebate when I found it like a week or so ago. But this is all like, after the remodel's done, the shoppers have gone through, they either restock stuff or it's possibly items that were forgotten. And then yesterday I went and found a whole bunch of glass vases. I have a friend that's a florist, so I'm going to drop them off at her shop. And then 2 more cake mixes for the mother-in-law. I didn't leave any pennies left behind because I have plans for all this stuff. I'm just not going to be hoarding it all in my basement and playing Dollar General. But if you can ever try and do one of these remodels, and you really want to put the effort into it, go in the store and scout, find the date, and then that Thursday, try and figure out when the store is going to open. If you're one of the first people in the store, like my friend and I, we probably got 500 items. And then post this, I've probably gotten about 100. And like with this cat food, I'm not messing around. These cats are all from a barn 2 properties over. I live in the country, and I feed them all the time. And I try and take care of them as best as I can. And how can you say no to these little cutie pies? And when I can score like 100 plus cans of cat food, it's totally what it's about. That's it for this video. I wish you guys good luck, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.